Hello guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are doing great and that you're safe wherever you are in the world. So today's video is gonna be super exotic because I'm gonna be sharing with you 3 vegan African dishes that we enjoy in our household, and they're normally made with animal products, but we are gonna make it vegan here, and I'm so excited to share this with you. I'm gonna put the exact ingredient list in the description box below for each meal, so you guys can just check it out. All right, let's get started. All right, the first meal that we're gonna be making is sauteed spinach and steamed plantains. It's so good, you guys. It's super simple to make, and I think whether you like African food or not, you can easily make and love this one. It's really good. To make this dish, we're gonna need tomatoes, vegetable bouillon cube, some salt, onions, and some spinach. We use frozen spinach, and this is the one that we usually get. And the first step is to thaw our spinach because it's frozen, of course. So you can let it sit on your kitchen countertop in advance if you prefer, or you can bring it to a quick boil as we do here. And then we're gonna go ahead and squeeze out as much water as possible. The next step is to dice the onions and the tomatoes in very small chunks, as you can see here. Then we're gonna cook the onions in a little bit of water until translucent, and then we're gonna add in the chopped tomatoes and cook for about 15 minutes. We use water here, so you can add a little bit of water as needed to make sure that it doesn't stick to the bottom, you know. 15 minutes later, it's time to add a little bit of vegetable oil, and this is totally optional. You can do it without oil if you prefer. Then we add in the vegetable bouillon cube, a little bit of onion powder, and some salt. You can add more spices if you prefer, but these are the basic that we like to use. Mix it well, turn the heat to low, and now add your spinach and make sure to mix it well. That's it. Our sauteed spinach is ready, and we like to serve it with plantains. So this is how the raw plantains looks like. Go ahead and peel it, and I like to cut it in small chunks like this. We're gonna go and transfer these plantains into a steamer. You can also use a little bit of water and boil it for a certain amount of time, but I prefer to steam it because I feel like the cooking is just perfect. It's time to steam our plantains for about 20 to 25 minutes, and it's done. It looks like this, and it's so good. The sweetness of the plantains combined with the salty spinach is just so good, you guys. You're gonna have to give this a try. It's super simple to make and super delicious. The next meal is egusi soup and cassava fufu. Oh my god, this one is so good. For this recipe, we're gonna need some mushrooms, dried and fresh, but you can totally use only fresh if that's what you have on hand. We're also gonna need some tomatoes, celery, ginger, garlic, onions, some ground egusi, and some okra. What a wonderful... First, we're gonna throw our tomatoes, ginger, garlic, celery in a blender or a food processor and blend it until smooth. Then we're gonna chop up the onion and then saute that in a saucepan with a little bit of oil for about a minute or so. And we're gonna add in the tomato blend and cook for about 8 minutes or so. What a wonderful world. Now we're gonna add in about 4 cups of water and bring it to a boil. At this point, we're gonna reduce the heat to medium-low, add in the egusi and dried mushroom. Once this is hot, we're gonna add about 4 cups of water and then let it cook for about 20 minutes. The egusi takes some time to cook, so we want to let it cook for as long as possible. What a wonderful world. On the side, we're gonna go ahead and blend our okra with a little bit of water, and you can use a blender or a food processor here. Okay, now it's time to add our blended okra in the main saucepan, along with the fresh mushrooms, some salt, cube, onion powder, and also cayenne powder if you like it. And you can add more water as needed if you feel like it's too thick, you know. But anyway, we're gonna let it cook for another 15 minutes at medium-low heat. That's it, our soup is ready. We like to serve this soup with fufu, and we use cassava fufu flour, which is actually different from cassava flour that you will find in any grocery store. And I'm gonna put the exact recipe for this fufu in the description box below. You guys, look at this texture. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so flavorful. I love this. Our last meal is called nkok, and this one has been my favorite lately, you guys. It's probably on top of my pregnancy cravings. I used to make it about twice per year just because it takes a long time to cook, you know. But lately, I've been making it at least once per month, and oh my god, it's always such a treat. I love it. For this recipe, we're gonna need nkok, which is these dark leafy greens that you can see right here. We're also gonna need some palm nut cream concentrate, some ground peanuts or peanut butter. Actually, both can work here, but I would definitely recommend to get unsweetened and unsalted peanut butter if you get that one. Some salt, some sugar, and I prefer to use cane sugar, and some water. That's it. Nkok usually comes in frozen shape, as you can see here. So I usually let it thaw on my kitchen countertop, and then I will make sure to wash it very well and squeeze out as much water as possible. The leaves that we get from our African market here are kind of roughly chopped, so I like to give it a quick blend before cooking it. In a blender, I add about 2 cups of nkok leaves and 2 cups of water, and I blend it for about 5 seconds or so. Then I transfer it to a pan, and I prefer to use a stock pot for this recipe. In this stock pot, we have about 5½ cups of leaves and 5½ cups of water. We're gonna cook it for about 45 minutes and add water as needed. I usually add about 5 to 7 cups of water after 20 minutes or so, and that's usually enough to do it once. Now it's time to add the palm nut cream concentrate and cook it for about 15 minutes. You want to turn the heat to medium and stir frequently so it doesn't stick to the bottom. Add some water if it gets too dry. Now we're going to turn the heat to low and add in the ground peanut or the peanut butter and let it cook for another 10 minutes. Feel free to add about 1 to 3 cups of water as needed. And finally, we're gonna add the sugar and the salt, and our nkok is ready. It's so good, you guys, and we love to have it with yuca or bobolo. So this is how a yuca root looks like when it's raw. The first step is to peel it and chop it in small chunks like this. Then I wash it very well, and we usually buy a lot, so we freeze it to use for the next weeks. To cook it, I personally prefer to steam it, and it takes about 25 minutes or so, but you can also cook it with a little bit of water, you know, bring it to a boil and, you know, let it cook for about 20 minutes. You know it's ready when you can poke it with a fork, and this is how it looks like. It's so good. Our second side for nkok is bobolo, and we usually buy it like this. It's basically fermented cassava. It's made from a long process, so all you have to do is boil it with a little bit of water for about 5 minutes, and it's ready. Guys, it's time to serve it, and oh, look at this texture. It's so good. It's so earthy. For me, just a mix of my childhood, you know, delicious flavor. I don't know how to over describe this because it's that good.
I know.
We all love this dish. It's so good. I mean, Arno and I love it because Chelsea, she's not really into it yet, you know. She tries few bites here and there, but you know, hopefully she's gonna get there soon. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe video. If you want to see more vegan African recipe, give this video a big thumbs up. Let me know which one you think you're gonna give a try. I'm really curious to know. Alright guys, stay safe, take care, and see you in my next video. Bye! Mwah.